This is YouTube channel Naren underscore here. This is last part of section 5.3. We will be starting where we left off, and we went through in this section in previous videos through the different formulas for sine, cosine, tangent, and the reciprocals. We learned how to remember the formulas of sine, these trigonometric functions in all the quadrants, and then we did solve few problems, went through the definition and reference angle problems and so on. So this is the last part, and here we're gonna discuss Pythagorean identities, reciprocal identities, and quotient identities. Please pause the video and look at these identities carefully. I hope you have went through these identities. Now we're gonna solve a problem related to these identities, and this video is going to be very short one as we have only one problem in this video. So next problem in this video is given given secant of theta 41 over 40 for theta in third quadrant, for theta in quadrant 4, use fundamental identities to find tan theta, tangent of theta, and sine of theta. So solution for this. So in this case we cannot use, since the instruction says use fundamental identities, we will use only these listed identities over here to solve this problem. To find the values of tangent theta and sine theta, we will not use the previous concept like we solved here. Okay, so how to start? So since secant is given, and the one thing we have to find here is tangent theta, so the relation between secant and tangent comes from this relation over here. This is useful. So what I will do is I will write that relation, copy and paste that relation over here, and we'll try to find tangent from here. So first I will subtract 1 from both sides, and then I will take square root on both sides. So taking square root on both sides will give me tangent of theta equals plus minus secant square theta minus 1. Now since we know the value of secant, we will directly plug it over here, plus minus. Now again, before we move further, since theta is in fourth quadrant and we are dealing with tangent in fourth quadrant, cosine is positive and its reciprocal secant is positive, but we are dealing with tangent, so we'll take negative sign because tangent is negative in fourth quadrant, and then we will plug the values for secant, which is 41 over 40 whole square minus 1. Now I strongly recommend not to use calculator for this one. However, you may use calculator to find the value of 41 square and 40 squares separately, but do not directly plug all these numbers, and use calculator to find these squares. Simplify this and you will get these values. 61 over 1600 over 1600 can be written for 1, and you get 81 over 1600 square root negative sign at the front. If you distribute these signs, square root signs, you will get negative 60 over 40. So this is how we solve for tangent of theta. Next one we find is sine theta. Now there can be multiple ways of finding this sine theta, because sine is reciprocal of cosecant, and since we know tangent, we know cotangent, and so we have to be careful here, because knowing these identities doesn't mean that you will be able to solve the problem. So be careful while you choose your identities. So the best what I see here is, since I know tangent and since I know secant, it means I know cosine. So this relation, if I choose this relation, I know tangent, the reciprocal 1 over cosine, I can get cosine from secant, and the only thing unknown remains is sine, which is the required thing. So I choose that tangent equals sine over cosine, and then I plug the values. But before I do that, I can replace this, I can modify right hand side by this, and can write sine theta into secant theta, because this can be replaced by this. 1 over cosine is a reciprocal of secant. We can see here 1 over cosine can be replaced by secant. Now I plug the values of all known things. I plug the value of this equals, I don't know sine, but I know secant, which is 41 over 40 over 40. Now I divide both sides by or I multiply both sides by 40 over 41, so which will give me uh, 40 over 41 into 40 over 41, which will give me 40 and 40 will go away, so negative 4 by 41 equals sine theta times 1, which is required value. So this gives us sine theta equals negative 9 by 41. So this is how we solve these problems. Remember, these mathematical steps are not unique steps. So there may be other types of steps from which you can get your answers. So be careful while you use your reciprocal identities, quotient identities, and fundamental identity, which combinedly are called fundamental identities. So that's fundamental identities. So that is all from this section. Next we will go to section 5.4 in next video. Till then, please, if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe my channel, like this video, and share with your friends who require trigonometry. Thank you. See you in next video.